Well, great to see you, Kerry. This is another one of our fireside chats we're doing at Team this year, telling some different stories from different members, people who do things differently, do things well. And Kerry, I wanted to include you, and I invited you from Vantage Recruitment because you, in partnership with the lovely Sarah Bishop, smashed the team world record for job sharing. I think it was 18 months ago now, wasn't it? With that amazing, with one client, I think you shared £460,000 worth of business, and it might have gone up since we last did that. But it'd be useful to. This is about sharing your story into recruitment and also why you set up Vantage, and a bit of a reflection on the journey you've had and how you see the future with 2023. So over to you.
Thank you for inviting me on. Definitely. I think I was in recruitment for high street agencies, bespoke IT agencies, basically got married, had children, came away from the business and really started a lifestyle business whilst the children were very young. Somebody approached me and said, can you help me with some recruitment? I know you used to look at it. And we were in a very different business. Retail business started to perhaps go downhill. So I looked at it, remembered what I absolutely loved about recruitment and thought, let's do it again. So the days of the Rolodex had gone, online job boards, very, very different prospect. And I think the challenge was having no clients, and really recruitment had changed quite a lot in the 10 years that I'd had out, how to come back into it. So I've done engineering, I've done IT, I've done commercial. Where do you start? And I think I did stress a little bit about which way to go and who to be. And to be honest, I just got my head down, started approaching local firms and really let it grow quite organically. It is myself in the business. I'm the only consultant. I have a couple of people that help me with resourcing. Don't particularly have any desire to grow any further than that. Really enjoy what I do. I have some amazing clients, and I stopped stressing about who I should be and where I should go. Yeah. I think as you start to learn and recruit, you know what you want to do and what you don't want to do. And I turn down more work now than I used to, and I say no because it's not either enjoyable or good business. I think the challenge for the future, and 2023, crikey, who knows what years that's going to be. I think it's going to be a tumultuous year. I want to raise my game a little bit, and I think that's the struggle I have with myself. I recruit most roles. Clients come to me and I will recruit from top to bottom or bottom to top. And I think I need to concentrate and look at where I take the roles, moving from operational roles to more sort of high level, middle management, C-suite. And I think that's the challenge for me, and the confidence to go after that business. I think there's a lot of opportunity out there. I think it's going to be a really a roller coaster this year, definitely. But the jobs are there. I think you've got to have the commitment and collaborate, sharing with team. Team was amazing. I wouldn't be in business now if it wasn't for team. And the collaboration and the relationships that I've built within team have been priceless. I've probably successfully shared roles with maybe 15 to 20 members over the years. Obviously, the work with Sarah was quite unbelievable, and I don't think either of us really knew where that was going to go. It was an amazing opportunity for both of us, and I think that actually it couldn't have worked if either party were on their own. No, because of the nature of the business, the speed of it, and the amount that we were involved in. I think for one person, I think it would have just fallen over. But I've worked with Devya. We've just done a nice piece where we've done multiple roles for a client across various different disciplines. So I think it's great. You have to ask the questions, though. You have to make sure you know what you're getting into. I've had things that have gone horribly wrong with team, but because I didn't ask the information, I didn't ask the right questions. And it's amazing.
I guess working with team members, everyone's different, aren't they? And
absolutely,
it's working with lots of clients. If you don't qualify the client enough, with regard to the job, and because you've got a second level, haven't you? Because you're qualifying the job, but the job's not with the other team member, it's with the client. So how well have they qualified it? And like Chinese whispers,
absolutely.
With some members, there's a real clique, isn't there? Like you have with Sarah and Devya. Obviously, there's real synergy there, absolutely. And a trust and understanding about how you both work. When I was talking to Anthony McCormack, who's one of our other great resourcing support teams,
who I've worked with quite heavily.
Yeah, no surprise. He said you've sort of got to throw yourself into the network and regional meetings, specialist meetings, attending the conference.
Absolutely.
Go up and meet people, and for every fourth person you met, there's some real synergy about how that you can work together. And he said that was my success when he launched himself back into the UK market when he came back from Canada. So how do you see 2023? Are you nervous, or do you see opportunity? How are things looking for you?
I see a lot of opportunity. There is a nervousness there as well, because I think that there will be possibly, I think we're seeing more redundancies, and more of the candidates that I'm speaking to are uncertain about their future within companies, and therefore are starting to dip their toe. But I think that there are lots of businesses that are recruiting. I think we'll see a hesitancy in some areas, but I think overall, I think the job market will be strong. I think the candidate market is not going to open up. We're not suddenly going to have an influx of amazing candidates. I don't see it happening. But I think there's opportunity, and opportunity to really understand a client and to get to know them and work with them. And I think if you understand what their journey is, I think there's a real opportunity actually to work with them and provide them and maintain relevance with them. And I think it's going to be tough. I think it will be tough.
Okay. And I get your challenge for this year is to, I guess, move up the food chain as you were in. And I've seen you work, and I've spoken to other people before this meeting. I said, what's she really like to work with? And they said, she's amazing. So your confidence should be better. And we had a chat offline, and I know a couple of people within team that you could share some ideas with that would give you confidence, because they've been where you are now, and they've moved from $3,000 fees to 10 to 20 grand fees, and that it's changed their life.
Absolutely.
And I think you make a really good point about where your business is. There's nothing wrong with having a lifestyle, working from home, almost solo recruiter business. And I know we were lucky enough to have within team quite a few solos like yourself and Sarah who make more money than people with 10 in their team, with all the challenges of running an office, having a CRM with multi-users, being HR manager as well as MD. You can do so much if you're in that environment, and sharing and offloading jobs to other resourcing partners within team, if you can do that. But great to hear your story. Thank you very much for joining me today. Any sort of nuggets and tips for potential new members? We've got quite a few new members of team that may not know you, and they're looking to build their community within the network. Any tips or guidance for them?
I think you have to be realistic, and I think you have to give it time. When I first started, I thought that it would be easier than it was, and I thought that I would have the successes that I'd had working for an agency pretty much sat there waiting for me. And I've spoken to quite a few team members through the years as they've joined Terry at Plan B. And I said, you've got to give it a year. And he went, no. And I said, that's what I said. I said, but you have to give it time. You have to just keep the faith, keep going, and it will come good. But it takes time. And I don't think there are any shortcuts unless you're walking out of something with an absolute ready-made base of clients. However, working on your own is very different to working within an agency. And I think you have to adapt, and you have to understand where you want to go with it, how much time you want to put into it. But you've got to give it time. You've just got to give it time, but you've got to keep the faith. It will come.
You've just reminded me of something, and it's prompted me to ask you this, and I'm doing it on video, so you've got to say yes. This year, I wanted to start a mentoring program between some members, and you'd be a great mentor for a few startups or solos that are joining team, just to have a quarterly session with them on Zoom to say, how are you going? These are good people. Tell me about your business.
Definitely.
You need to have a chat with so and so. I'm gonna ask you to help me out, because it's much better that a member gives that advice than we do, because actually we don't know. I'm not a recruiter anymore. You're out there within the network, making good use of it and tripping up from time to time, but also having more success and failure. So that would be a really good mentor for solos that are new to team or new to their own startup. That would really help them on that journey. So I'm going to grab you for that.
I think I've been doing a little bit of that under the cosh, but no, that's fine. Absolutely. I think it's important, definitely.
Yeah. Well, Kerry, thank you for joining me on the Fireside Chat. No fireside today, rather corporate boardroom. But have a fantastic year. I know you will, and I look forward to chatting to you at Christmas, knowing how many 20 grand fees you've built when you've moved up that food chain.
Okay, I'm sure there's a bet to be had there somewhere. Always like a challenge.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.